Imagine a police service where those meant to protect you are the very ones shielding criminals, where high-profile murders remain unsolved, not because of lack of evidence, but because evidence was deliberately destroyed, where promotions and power come not from service, but from corruption. This is not fiction. These are the shocking revelations from General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, a man who has shaken the South African police service to its core. In this documentary, we uncover how former Hawks boss Shadrack Sibiya allegedly shielded feared underworld figure Cat Matlala from arrest, how he covered up the murders of 3 SAPS constables whose bodies were dumped in the Hennops River, and how he may have protected the real killers of soccer star Senzo Meyiwa by destroying evidence. We will also reveal how Sibiya returned to power through questionable promotions, how his name is tied to death squads linked to Katiso Molefe, and why Mkhwanazi warns that the day he leaves SAPS could mark the end of policing in South Africa as we know it. The story begins with Vusimuzi Cat Matlala, a man feared in the underworld yet protected in plain sight. When businessman Jerry Bashoga was kidnapped, all signs pointed to Matlala. But instead of justice, there was silence. According to Mkhwanazi, Sibiya himself intervened, ensuring Matlala was shielded from arrest. For Bashoga's loved ones, this wasn't just a case file. It was a nightmare, one that might have ended differently had the police acted with integrity. Then came the chilling discovery of 3 young constables, their lifeless bodies found in the cold waters of the Hennops River. They were not faceless officers, they were fathers, sons, brothers. Their families waited for justice that never came. And now, Mkhwanazi alleges that Sibiya ensured those behind the killings were never brought to book.
The car is really being hauled out now. It is completely out of the water, and we see what is obviously the remains of that vehicle. Most of the metal parts seem to have been stripped off of the vehicle. I suppose that speaks to the rear bumper that the police and the front bumper that the police had found earlier having belonged to this car. It appears some of the body parts, at least, of the car are missing as well, but that is definitely the biggest piece of the puzzle that the police have been looking for, and it seems most of the work is really almost done. We see 2 tires. I suppose once again one of the tires that was found earlier belongs to that car. We see a fire extinguisher that is what appears to be a fire extinguisher still attached to that vehicle. There's only 1 car seat that I can see from my vantage point still attached to the wreckage of this vehicle. The exhaust pipe is still attached beneath the vehicle as well. The side panel windows on the left side of the vehicle are both intact. The windscreen is completely destroyed. It's non-existent at this point. I don't know if you can see from my angle. I can see the airbags obviously would have popped. The remnants of those 2 airbags in the front seats are showing as well. The right side of the car seems to have received the most damage. Most of that side of the car seems to be completely gone. Perhaps that speaks to the nature of this accident.
We can confirm that we have found 3 bodies, but they are yet to be identified. There are still processes that must be followed. All these 3 bodies were found along the river. We are looking for a 4th body. We are looking for the vehicle that was utilized by our police officers. So we have maximum resources here that are still searching this area. We have our forensics on the scene, and we have our air wing unit that is also still searching. It is a difficult moment for us. The National Commissioner, General Nhlanhla, has sent a team to fetch the families of these 3 police officers. It's not easy for us. Our investigation is ongoing, but we have not yet identified who these three are. There are still processes that are underway, fingerprints being taken, DNA and so on. That's all I can say for now.
Linda, there's probably a reason why you would bring the family from so far to try and identify these bodies. But what I'm hearing as well is that you're saying you're looking for the fourth person. Was it not three now?
There were 3 police officers in the vehicle that they utilized to travel to Limpopo. But yesterday, like I've indicated, our investigation brought us to this area. We found another vehicle along the banks of this river. We found the first 2 bodies yesterday already. We found the 3rd body this morning. We are still searching for the 4th body. We are still searching for the car that was utilized by the 3 police officers. So for now, it tells us there are 2 vehicles. We don't want to speculate what has happened here. We don't want to speculate, but we have found it was a Renault Kangoo panel van that was along the banks of this particular river. But we are still searching for the VW Polo and another body. So that particular investigation continues.
These were not just failures of an investigation, they were betrayals of the uniform itself. But perhaps no case has captured the public's heart like the murder of soccer icon Senzo Meyiwa. Millions of South Africans followed his story, clinging to the hope that one day the truth would emerge. Yet Mkhwanazi has dropped a bombshell, claiming that Sibiya was involved in destroying evidence at the crime scene, protecting the real masterminds behind Senzo's killing. If true, this means the trial that has dragged on for years may have been chasing shadows, while the true killers remain untouched.
One player in this puzzle is General Sibiya. So I want to invite the Commission to understand perhaps the background of General Cibia, his arrival in the police, and his responsibility as a person appointed as a Deputy National Commission in the police. What I know of is that General Cibia was appointed as a Lieutenant General, promoted to Lieutenant General in the police in July 2022. And I said earlier, the post of a Deputy National Commissioner Crime Detection, it's a heartbeat of the South African Police Service. That is where, according to the structure of the police, the organogram, that is where crime intelligence accounts, that is where investigations account, and that is where forensic accounts. So General Cibia was afforded that opportunity in July 2022 to be appointed as a Deputy National Commissioner occupying this position. But before that, if commissioners allow me to backtrack, prior to his arrival in the South African Police Service, General Cibia was appointed in the South African Police Service in 2022 after he had won a court case. He was originally an employee of the service and was working within DPCI before that, and he was dismissed from the service and he appealed his dismissal. A dismissal, I'm told, that the employer, which is South African Police that dismissed him, did not oppose in court. Subsequent to that, the court ruled in his favor that he must be reinstated into the service. But when that happened, at the time, General Cibia was employed at the City of Johannesburg Metro Municipality. Well, I'm not going to dwell much on what was his function at Johannesburg Metro, but it's just interesting I'm going to be making comparison of what I became aware of on the record, which is a public knowledge of things that involves him at the city of Johannesburg, and I contrast that to what is happening in the South African police service. So when he was appointed, before he was appointed, the city of Johannesburg, upon learning that Shadrack Cibia is going to be starting his work in the South African police service, the city of Joburg felt that it is important to bring to the attention to the Minister of Police about the pending investigation against Shadrack Cibia at the city of Johannesburg.
General.
And the controversies do not stop there. After being fired from SAPS, Cibia somehow secured a lucrative position at the city of Johannesburg. Soon after, he controversially returned to SAPS, not through merit, but through connections and corruption, according to Mkhwanazi. Each promotion, each step back into power, raises the same haunting question: who was protecting him? Even more disturbing is his alleged connection to Cat Matlala and Katiso Molefe's so-called death squad. These were men whose names carried fear, accused of running ruthless operations in the shadows. And if Cibia's name is tied to them, then it means the very man tasked with dismantling organized crime may have been enabling it. Through all of this, one figure stands in stark contrast: General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Calm, firm, but unshaken, he has spoken out where many others stayed silent. His testimony has torn open wounds that some in power would rather keep closed. His message is chillingly clear. The day he leaves SAPS will be the day the police force itself collapses. This is not just about one man or one career. It is about a system that risks collapsing under the weight of its own corruption. It is about families who have buried their loved ones without justice. It is about a soccer hero whose memory still cries out for truth. And it is about a country asking itself, can we still trust those who wear the badge? As South Africans grapple with these revelations, the battle for the soul of the police force hangs in the balance. The truth is out there. The question is, will the nation act on it, or will it be buried once again under silence and fear?
Please let us know what do you think of this story in the comment section. If you made it this far, I assume you enjoyed the video. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.